Okay, so that's me staring at that and wondering how these fraudsters get your banking information to the T. They tell you the day you open the account, they tell you that you made a deposit of so amount last week, and you're wondering, okay, how do they know these details? Well, while we ponder about that, I'm happy to announce to you that our guests are here. They're experts. They'll be starting and joining and making our conversation, enriching our knowledge as far as this space is concerned. And join me to welcome to the Weekend studio, Hassan Bamishile. He told me the meaning of the name, and I'm still in awe of the name. Let's say his profile, then meet him. He's okay, right here. Okay, no profile today. Okay. Okay.
Welcome, Uti James is an IT professional. Welcome to Weekend Deal.
You're welcome.
To have you.
Okay. And then we have Kingsley Ogbonna. He's an evangelist and an IT consultant. So you're welcome to the Weekend Deal Studios.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Okay. Okay, so our guests are all here. Yesterday, I ended with a question. I want to start with that question. We've said so many things about the cyberspace. We've said, okay, so I'm even directing my question to, so everybody's nodding. Okay, I'll start with Mr. Hassan. So we've said so much about the cyberspace and what we can do, the negative and the positive. But it's something that cyberspace today portend, and so many young people are catching out of, and that's making money of the cyberspace. As a matter of fact, they tell us, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you want a source of income, go on the internet. How do I make money off the internet? See the way I said it, but how do we make money?
Now.
Still leave that thing. We're talking about real life here. We say breaking news in case. Now it's real life. How do we make money? We're going to take it round. Yeah, how do we make money off the internet?
Well, there are so many ways to make money off the internet.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
be talking from the angle of my profession.
Oh, good.
There are so many websites whereby you can teach. Okay, you register as a teacher, then you teach. They give you student, then you teach, then they pay you at the end of the month.
Wow.
There are places where you write, you edit, you do translation. For instance, if you are proficient in different languages, Arabic, English, Yoruba, they can give you some text. You edit, then you get the money. So that's the part of the internet work. So that type of person can actually stay indoors and be making money. I'm not talking about the negative ones, the ones that they have, they do all manners of things.
We're talking about the good ones, but a lot of Nigerians want to know, yes.
Yes, but a lot of them. Then again, there are some people, some teachers now who have set up, some internet, some platforms on the internet whereby you can register. I personally have one where I get teacher lesson teachers and people teach. You subscribe to it, then you teach from anywhere in the world, irrespective of time and space and location. Then you bring topics up, then you teach. Then there's a one-on-one educational plan. Okay, so you get money on that too. And
they can pay you in dollars. Let's say I'm teaching a child in the US.
Yes.
But that's what I want to teach.
Yes.
In the US.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible. No, on a more serious note, there are places, there are websites.
Yes.
On a more serious note, there are websites whereby you teach business English. You don't have to read English. They call it business English. There is one in Singapore. There are some in US, but you need some online certifications. You teach business English. You don't have to be an expert in English. Good morning. How are you? Most especially the English-speaking countries.
Tell me about the certification that will qualify me to teach, because I'm serious.
There are some certifications. There are, teachers. Teachers of English. TOEFL, Test of English as a Foreign Language, and IELTS. So many of them are there. There are some.
Is this like a side hustle? Because Patience has a full-time job that I know.
Yes, it can be done as a side hustle.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You have to agree with them. That's if you are starting it yourself. Okay, it's a very good one. You do your timing. So if you are doing it with a company, then you tell them your time. Maybe it's 6 to 8 in the night that I can have time. So they regulate time for you.
So when I buy my G-Wagon, don't tell me how I made my money.
No,
it's happening.
You said when you buy, when I saw a jet somewhere. Okay, so you not tell them the time that's convenient for you, and they work it out for you.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'm seeing so many dollars in Patience's account.
Amen.
And,
Amen.
Good one. I liked the fact that I'm associated with you very closely. Let me talk to Uti. Uti, we talked yesterday about the full wrath of the law. That is, some people, those who are doing negative things, and they are affecting people who have worked hard, put some resources aside, and through some ingenious, nefarious means, they take somebody's life savings. It happens. In romance scams, it happens. It happens in these hackers, they do all of that. How? They are faceless for the most part. But we do know that there are laws and policies that can bring them to book. How can they be found? Are they ever found? Has any of them been brought to face the full of the law? And what are the outcomes usually?
Okay, I think in most cases they have been found. The issue now is the government need to actually enforce these laws. Yes, most of them. Yeah, they do catch them. They do catch them. I was reading an article yesterday of how they caught over 157 fraudsters yesterday. In Nigeria. EFCC. So they actually found. It's just that in most cases, as Nigerians, we get to encourage these guys. So I have, take for example, I have a friend that is into fraud, that is into fraudulent activities. The fact that this friend is patronizing me with funds here and there, I know exactly what he or she is doing, but I won't get to expose that friend. So it's all about the government working in hand with the people to actually expose these guys, because the government can only do much due to their strength or so, but the people need to come together with the government to actually work in hand to get these people caught, because there are instances where you see these fraudsters, the victim commit suicide and all, just because their life savings has been taken and all. So in such situations, they have families, they have friends. I heard of a case recently from my wife's neighbor, a young boy of 14 years old, and he's building a house for his family.
I don't understand.
What did you just say?
14 years old?
Yes, 14 years old. And it's so obvious that he's into fraud.
But he may not be a scammer.
He is. Like the signs are so
everywhere.
Glaring. They are everywhere. How can a 14-year-old boy be buying a GLE G-Wagon?
That doesn't even
How
know the
did he
name.
even purchase
I don't
it?
even know the name of the
He went
car.
through somebody, right?
As good as I am, I don't even.
So somebody's enabling him.
Exactly.
Money is a language.
Exactly.
Speak for you.
The thing is that this particular crime syndicate is so organized. It's so organized. They have like an educational structure that they get young boys, house them in a house, and then train them on how to fraud people. So you see,
I heard about a school or an academy somewhere in Nigeria.
yeah.
Now we have to use the real name they are calling it. They call it HK.
HK? Tell us. Tell us, HK.
HK, it's like, that's like a slang they use. Like, okay, that's where they go, they learn it.
Yeah.
So you can't just wake up and become a fraudster if you are not trained or taught on how to defraud people.
Yeah.
So one of the online guys that, I don't know what I'm going to call him, a social activist that always present people who have into error, but now they have changed. So he was talking to a particular lady who was once a fraudster, but she's now a born again. So, but this lady explained that they have stages. You start from local to international. Local is the one that we just received correspondence from Makodi, where they would defraud you online, call you, ask for your BVN, then hack your WhatsApp, go through your WhatsApp contact, demanding for urgent money. Oh, I'm in trouble. The way the person the way they compose the message, you're like, and the way you act, you may not even have time to call the person, because the message will look like urgent.
Yeah.
Please, can you just help me with 50,000 naira? I'm stuck, my bank app is not working, blah, blah, blah. And you reach out, before you know, they have defrauded a lot of people in the contact.
True.
So yes, the two-step verification is important. But this fraudster, I have a challenge with our security system, in a sense that they can easily be tracked in a way that everybody have a phone number, and we registered our phone number.
True.
So we have our phone numbers linked to our NIN now, and we have our BVN, our bank account linked with BVN, and there's an integration between BVN through the back end with NIN. I think there's something like that they have put up. So if somebody calls and you are being defrauded, why can't that number be tracked?
Okay, let me state a case recently. So they tracked one of these numbers and discovered that it belongs to an old woman. You get, so the more these guys, they grew every day. They use different criminal means. So there was a case of they defrauded a man, and he went to the police and reported and all that, and they tracked the account number, they tracked the phone number, and it was linked to an old woman in the village that don't even know she has an account.
Okay, fine, but if that be the case, the money is there. Because most times people say they've lost their money, and I say that those monies enter a particular account, be it for an old woman or for a child, or a child that is not born. Can I get my money back?
No, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yes, how do I get my money
every
back?
account number is linked with NIN, with BVN, with a particular phone number. So even if you have to go to POS, as the case was the earlier time, they were going through POS, they will they kidnapped you or something, and they use POS to withdraw all your money. My question is that POS
not registered?
That's the question. Okay, now, yes, thank God for...
You're asking, who's going to prefer that answer?
Maybe they will
Is it not registered?
Okay, now,
is it registered? Perhaps not.
Now, CBN is upgrading the fintech space by letting them know. And it's good because most of this fraud is executed through fintech a bank system because they don't have physical bank. And I'm asking myself, is that the integration, their back end with either CBN or SEC or with NDIC, do they have their information, the data of everyone that transacts there? So there should be a system that if you use POS, or even if you are to use it, it should be able to capture the face of the person using it. Yes, when you are putting your PIN. I know they will still come up with, or help me put the PIN or whatever. But in the case that after everything, you will not even discover who used it and where they use it. They have to develop a system to
where
cop
they can
that.
trace the money and return. There must be a reversal because the money goes into
of a reversal.
No, this is even the local, according to that lady. This is the local. This is the local. Yeah, they have the international one where they do wire transfer, where they intercept transactions. So that's what they do to all this. Because I asked myself, you just hear this guy just picked money. How much? $250,000. I was like, which means did he use to receive that money? That's another.
I asked myself, sorry to just cut in. You know, this fraud, when you hear the word, we are all hearing the word fraud here, but as we're talking, fraudulent activities are ongoing. With all the widespread enlightenment, how come they are still able to gain such traction with people's phone, especially internationally? What are they telling them? Not English they are speaking.
It's great.
And those ones are the masters of English now.
It's great.
Do they bring forth deals or ideas for enterprise and industry?
It's great, I would say, because...
No, paste it out there. We want it to stop. We ought to be our first police or security agents. Because once the money is out there, millions or billions, it's hard. You even need to use money to get your money back.
Exactly.
No,
you need to spend money
if you understand about wire transfer, there is these two Nigerian guys that they are arrested. I think it will be Victus, a guy like that, this young guy.
That guy was on Forbes.
Yes, that was on Forbes.
Africa.
And he was claiming that he's an IT guru. That's how he made his money. Finally, before he was tracked. And then from Hush Puppy's case, there's popular. So you discover there is what we call building a phishing website.
Is that what they were into?
No, yeah, that's what they're into.
Yes,
so if you follow their case,
Is that Yahoo?
Yes.
that one is the upgraded one because they are smart enough. They build what we call a phishing website. That website can be like a cloned website that looks similar to a particular
To the original.
to the original. And that's why they will send you some link to purchase this. They are doing some promo,
It looks so
this and
real.
this. And when you log in, the interface, everything is the same. So you can hardly discover. You know, from some of the points people gave to
But
us,
how
like
did they now block the original website?
There's no way.
no, that is the problem is that you saw a pop-up link.
And then you
You didn't search for it.
Yes.
So it popped up and it's offering you a watering offer. Oh, if you do this, do that, this is what you are going to get. Oh, buy 2 cars, we're going to give you 1, this and that. And you go into it and you start transaction, making deals. And at the end of the day, you have transferred money. And sometimes they have some means of transferring money that cannot be tracked, which is easy using all these coins, online coins,
wallets,
crypto, building an online wallet. Transaction that goes through that is untraceable.
So now, but in spite of that fact, they were able to arrest those guys?
No, it depends on who you deal with. I know
Exactly.
Yes.
the
Exactly.
technology,
Yes.
the advancement of technology has helped that we have what we call ethical hackers.
Yes, ethical
They are
hackers.
experts.
Yes.
So they are the ones tracking those
yeah, you know
guys.
when you
Yes.
hear ethical hacking, you would think maybe it's used for fraud. No, it's used to
The ones you
protect
protect,
the
yes.
cyberspace.
Yes.
Ethical.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but sometimes you can learn that and use it in a negative way.
Yeah.
way.
So some of those guys, they got the knowledge, like the I think of Victor said, he got the knowledge, but they are using now for the negative.
Okay,
Perhaps
sorry.
he was once an ethical hacker.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking about this, and I'm also thinking, because we do hear that Yahoo, as it is, there's a whole lot of ritual and spiritualism attached to it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but I'm thinking, if it's only computers and knowing your hacking and knowing your IT, where is the spirituality of it coming from? Because I hear a lot of rituals, so where?
Well,
But
okay.
I'm trying to understand, because somebody
You might be
actually...
asking somebody
Yes.
to pay out
That kind of
$150,000.
money.
Yes, but somebody actually
It's
said...
more than just a good deal.
Then somebody just said yesterday, somebody sent us a message yesterday that we're not talking about the fact that some people will use witchcraft to know your PIN.
Yes.
Somebody actually sent us a message yesterday, and
No,
I know Sadiq was said...
I didn't want us to bring the spirituality aspect so much,
Okay.
because when we want to term everything to be spiritual,
Then we have a-
we lack the basic knowledge to cope these things. We'll
okay,
become
fine.
ignorant of some things.
Yes,
Yes, there's spirituality to some of these things. You get people hypnotized,
Okay.
and they do things out of their will. It's after everything they get to realize themselves. But see, from this same lady, he said they guess. They
Yes,
guess
they
numbers,
guess
they
numbers.
guess phone numbers, they guess some things, they guess BVN numbers. I know these are figures.
Yes.
11
They
digits,
guess.
12 digits.
Yes.
I think at
So
this
what the
point, okay.
geniuses?
No, you
Yeah.
know you can be.
I think
they have app for it.
Yeah, they
don't
have
be
they have
generating
systems
yes,
for
yes,
it.
yes,
They
Yeah,
keep
they already
generating,
know.
keep trying, keep
True.
trying.
After
So that's
all,
why if
they
you're
are
logging
ethical
into some
hackers.
website, they will demand, okay, what are you saying? To know that it's not an app you develop that is logging in.
Yeah.
They are okay, indicates where you can see tricycle, where you can see crossway. So all those things just to checkmate that whoever that is logging in is a
Yeah.
human being,
human
not a
being.
robot.
Yes.
You
Okay.
can develop a program that can log in to everything for you. So these guys they are good programmers that does some of these things
Yeah.
for
But
them.
Uti,
Well, I
tell
think
us,
at
how
this
can we
point-
be one
okay.
step ahead?
Okay.
The thing is, I personally, I don't think the government is taking this seriously.
Exactly.
Why do I say that? These guys, I feel they work with bankers.
They
In
do?
a way, yeah. Because there was an instance that one of them called me and gave me my name, my full name, the name they called me when I was a kid, and was acting like he was familiar with me, but the cannot recall, which I'm very good with names. So there is, I feel they work with bankers. So for us to be a step ahead is something we need to actually look at as important, that we need to budget for. We have good guys, good cyber security experts. As I said, we have good ethical hackers here in Nigeria. And if you notice, like the guy he spoke on, it could be that the guy gets to fraud somebody in power. That's why he was caught.
Exactly.
And mind you, there are cases of international partners with international bodies to actually get that guy, FBI
Yes,
and
now
the
they use
rest.
the CIA, everybody was
Exactly.
involved.
Exactly. So if those guys have the means to actually get these guys, what's stopping us from investing in this means to actually get them? I feel it's not a space we take seriously here in Nigeria. As I said earlier, the people are involved. The people are involved. A security man, you see somebody that is obviously a Yahoo person. Because of my dreads, most times when I drive,
Get in trouble, huh?
yeah, security guys told me, like, bros, they are demanding for something because they feel I'm a Yahoo
You are
guy.
one of them.
Oh my
Get.
goodness.
You get. So if those people that are supposed to checkmate us are not really doing what they are supposed to do, how are we going to stop them?
You're about saying something.
Yes, I actually want to say something related to your response to the spirituality involved. Despite the fact that if we dwell on that, it will, downplay our sense of reasoning and fairness. But we know it happens.
Yeah.
Then we still need to talk about it, but not just
Well,
paraphrase,
just
so that
yeah.
it may assist people.
Yes.
I've seen cases where girls, ladies are actually at the receiving end, like in the southwest. No, sorry, in some parts of the nation, You dare not, you know, wash your undies and put it outside. Some people will steal it and sell.
Yeah.
Your sanitary pad, you dare not drop it anyhow. Some people will pick, and they call them Yahoo boys, Yahoo plus.
Yeah,
So
plus.
coming to this part of the country, I realized that this is not even common. The orientation is a different one. So some of them who escape from that side are here spending their money because people don't really know. So based on this, people fall victim easily to that, because when they're entitled with few cash, then you follow them as if you don't know what you are doing, and that happens. Then again, I think some people are actually hypnotized to pay them some money. I ran into a guy around Gariki. I missed my way. This is local Yahoo anyway. I missed my way. So trying to talk with him, he started telling me so many things as if he washed eyes. Thank God I was strong enough. You understand? So I changed the story. He said, let me have your number. I said, no, you give me your number, I'm going to call you. Then I left. I think it's in making decisions, fast decisions, and don't ever be greedy. Okay, I will share a personal story with you. About a few years back, somebody called me. He said, are you Mr. Hassan Bamshil? I said, yes. He mentioned my third name. I said, yes. He said, you have an account with First Bank? I said, oh, yes, I have an account with First Bank. He said, your BVN start with 222. I said, okay. He said, can you give me the... I said, well, you say you are with the system. You give me the remaining.
I like that.
Okay, he said, actually, can you give me your ATM card? We want to do some activation. That's why I'm calling you. If you don't do the activation, I said, I used my ATM yesterday. I used it this morning, so I don't understand what you are saying. He said, actually, and if you do the activation, we are giving everybody 35,000. I said, oh, that's wonderful. But can I ask you a question? He said, go ahead. I said, are you aware that First Bank has more than 30 million customers? I said, yes, I know. Now, times 30 million customers by 35,000, where is the money coming from? I said, I know there is no free money that you don't work for. So he got angry. He lost his balance. He said, Oga, the first person we have given to many people. I said, please, I don't want. If I want to do anything with my ATM, I go to the bank. He dropped the call. So this is somebody that knows
smart.
He was even kind enough. So
That
they
was,
insult you.
yeah,
Yes,
some insult
actually.
you. Yeah, they insult you.
Actually, okay.
They insult you. Okay, so we're talking organizational, we're talking of financial, but again, I want us to speak to something. We had a case recently where 2 ladies got killed in Abuja.
Yes.
And I'm beginning to think, I mean, from investigation and from what people are saying, the lady from Ghana comes from a wealthy home. The other one is not poor either. So I'm thinking, is it normal? With all the information out there, don't go. Is it normal? I'm thinking, is there any spirit? Because why would they leave?
It's not about being spiritual. There's no spirituality in it.
This one
is greed. Because even this guy in question, oh God, I want to remember the name of his company. Very...
I thought,
No, but what did he offer them? Was it job?
1 million.
No. 1 million naira. Okay, let's...
He offered them money.
Yeah.
That for money.
Because they had
So
money.
there's no... The thing there is that even if you use them for ritual or for whatever, but the question there is that some of the... or a part of their organs or their body is missing, is extracted. So that's to say there is possibility that guy is into organ harvesting.
Organ harvesting.
Yes,
for sale.
For sale. And you know, this cyberspace we are talking now, you know, when we talk about cyberbullying, there is something, people get bullied when they feel they cannot come up to a standard that their mates have come. It's another way of bullying someone. So when you like, everybody's trying to like, okay, enhance their body parts, and someone else sees it and feel like, oh, I'm inferior, I'm not looking, I'm not coming up to standard. One among those ladies is married. Are you aware?
Yes.
So now, she may be having enticed by her friend, seeing the kind of life they live. And now, there are apps that are created for hooking up or whatever. And now they have gone. It's a pure business they went for. Let me just put that way. They went for their business. Whatever they are doing, they went for their business. But they ended up in the wrong hand. They may have been doing it before, and they are succeeding. So that's why they have the guts to keep going. But when they reach here now, nobody knows their stories. Thank God they were able to track through one or two. I followed that news very well. So even when they found them, some body parts were found missing. But look at the mystery. That guy was caught, but the next thing we heard that he was killed.
Yes, he was killed. They say he was killed.
He was running. They say he was escaping actually.
What was the evidence?
No, there was an evidence. Yes, there was a car. They showed. There's this activist, I don't know, who I
followed it.
I followed it too, and then they showed us his body in the morgue. I don't. Well,
they only showed not when he was running.
Yes.
Now we don't have evidence.
There will be no camera now, but there will be no camera at that time.
Yesterday we talked about due diligence on the show as well. That guy has a criminal record abroad.
Yes.
Okay.
So it goes now to our young ones.
Okay.
Like you, Bamshile, for example, you interact with young people. You know, those girls may have had legit or illegit business, but we have people who really wanted to do legit business, and they also entered.
And the
Not
lady in Calabar
everyone
that was
has-
killed,
yes.
she went for a job. She went for
She
a
was the
job.
father, she was the kid of a general. She had 4
I
elder
cried.
brothers who were also in the army.
Yes.
That's as far back as 15 years ago.
Yes.
And I was quite young then. And she was a young, industrious person, also who was hooked. She had
Yes.
business ideas.
Yes.
She had a business running from a very wealthy home as well.
The other one went to do makeup. She went actually because somebody called her. She's a makeup artist.
Yeah.
She goes there and she turns up dead. So how do we verify our sources of business? Okay, I'm a cook. They say come and cook.
Yes.
What do we do to check the sources of? Because whether I like it or not, business online is a thing and it has come to stay.
Yeah.
So you're doing your
There was one that happened then, a Jumia delivery.
Yes,
that
the
went
guy
to
that
deliver
was-
phone.
and he
And
was
some young
killed.
guys.
Yes, killed and robbed.
Yeah,
So
killed and
how
robbed.
do we verify the sources? How do we, when we are going about our legitimate businesses online?
The truth is that there will always be criminals. And the funny part of it is that the criminals tend to have a step ahead of
Yes.
everything. They always find a way. So it's just, I think it boils down to the security system we have in place. If we have guys invested in security and people that at your beck and call, they show up, they are ready to help and all that, I think it's going to curb most of these cases. Like the guy, he has a criminal record in the UK. So why was he allowed into Nigeria? Why wasn't he arrested?
Even when he was allowed, because he's coming to his home. Even in America and the UK, if you are out of prison and they see signs you want to have a normal life, you are allowed to leave. You've served your time, but they know where you are. There's a database where your records are kept. So when he was coming, he can come home. Nigeria should have been aware of what had happened there, and he would have been marked.
No, there's something I saw. There's something I saw.
We don't.
And that is where we need to start
You
from.
tell me,
Something I
you are the
saw.
IT professional.
In that video, the guy, they caught him with drugs. This particular guy, the black sheep guy, they caught him with drugs. And then he actually bribed the policemen and they allowed him go.
Which of them? Now, the guy that was killed?
The
The guy that killed those
the two
girls.
girls.
But they say he
Yes.
was also involved in sexual assault.
This one is in Nigeria here.
Okay.
Yes. Like, he was recording the video and he gave them money and they held him and allowed him go. Okay, imagine they had stopped him and arrested him. Those ladies might be alive.
Yeah.
And there was a young woman, 6 months, who came said he held him for set up for
Yes.
6 days.
Yes.
And she's been on the internet a long time
We saw
ago.
injuries and all that.
And nobody said anything until these 2 ladies died. So be
Because the
proactive.
awareness was
Exactly.
not
Being
created.
proactive is important.
But she
If
came
you
out, what else would she do? She came out and
No,
said,
I'm not blaming her.
Yes.
I'm saying we didn't have enough information
No, what
out
I'm
there.
just
I
saying.
think
Because I
the
only heard
security
about her
system-
when these girls
I
went
think the
missing.
problem-
We have a lot of money
okay.
allocated for security.
Exactly.
But we are not seeing the outcome.
Exactly.
Now walk to any police station. Do they have an IT center in the police station that if I enter your name Uti, everything about
Me will
information
show.
about
Yeah.
you will display?
Exactly.
Do we have systems like that?
No.
But right in America, the moment you enter, even your thumbprint
print to
alone,
tell everything about
everything,
you.
even the
About you.
places you have traveled, how many times you have
Exactly.
entered their country, the cases you have had.
Yeah.
And as the moment they know that you have a criminal record, they allow you into the country.
Yes.
But
But
an
eyes
eye
red
is on
alert,
you.
Exactly.
red flag.
So every movement you're going in.
Wow.
So, but we don't have such systems.
don't have
so
such
where's
But
systems.
we're getting there.
where's the money
with all
we're
the
investing into our
inputs that
security?
all of you have brought to the table. We know we're getting there someday soon. We do know that Mr. Kingsley has another appointment somewhere soon. We need to let you go. But we thank you for, in spite of your busy schedule, making the time to be with us here today on Weekend. And your contribution is monumental, really. We learned so much indeed, and we'll spread the message because we must keep spreading the message. You are watching Weekend Deal, Cyberspace, Risk, Impact and Mitigation. Mr. Kingsley is going now, but our other guests will be here to continue the show with us. Don't go anywhere. Keep your messages coming in. We'll begin to read them when we return.
I don't know what your dream is. To live your dream requires unwavering passion. But if your passion burns true, you will defy the skeptics.
And captivate countless souls.
It's 1,000% yes.
The world will never be the same.
That is how you do it.
Because you dare to dream.
This is Nigerian Idol.
Catch the premiere of Nigerian Idol Season 9, starting 21st of April, 7 p.m. West African time. Nigerian Idol, exclusive to DSTV and GoTV.
Nigerian Idol is proudly sponsored by Techno, Stop at Nothing, and Biggie for every moment.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
A good farmer is a craftsman of the highest order. It is said, great farmer, great nation. No farmer, no nation. Yes, let's set the ball rolling to build that great Nigeria where good food is in abundance, affordable and easily accessible. The Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, an initiative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, is aligning with the vision and aspiration of the administration of President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, and is organizing the Every Home a Garden competition. The competition is under the scope of agriculture of the Renewed Hope Initiative. For the competition, women are encouraged to immediately plant a garden at home, such that the harvest can provide adequate food on their table and enough to give their neighbor. This competition is open to only women. She must be a first-time farmer. The garden must be in her home, and it is open to women in every state of the Federation and the FCT. Interested participants should do a 30 seconds video and a picture of the garden, which indicates its location, to the office First Ladies of their various states. The winner of this competition will be announced in December 2024, and the winner of the competition goes home with 20 million naira. Women, join the train. Be part of the food revolution in Nigeria. What are you waiting for? Let's get to work. This message is by the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, an initiative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON.
Okay, welcome back. Navigating the murky waters of the cyberspace, staying safe and getting positively impacted is what we are all about today. And to help us along these lines, our guest, Mr. Kingsley, graciously left us because he had something to do, but we still have two experts in the house, and so we'll continue our conversation. Okay, Mr. Uti. No, not even before I get to Mr. Uti, you were saying something and you said you want to talk because you are in the educational sector. And you say you want to talk about cyberbullying as it affects that sector. So please take it away from there.
Okay, I think we've heard a lot about the cyberspace and activities that happen there. So bullying, well, maybe I have to also explain what bullying is all about, because it's a common name in the mouth of everybody. But sometimes I do ask myself, do we really know what it entails, bullying? Because people say, oh, bullied, I'm bullied. And that person also has intensities of bullying. The person is even himself a potential bully. Okay, now, for the purpose of this conversation, I would like to define bullying as a negative behavior which is constant, habitual, and continuous, intentionally extended to people around you, irrespective of their feelings. Then again, it can also be described as loading yourself on people, irrespective of how they feel, whether they accept it or not. And that is bullying itself. Okay, and it can come in different ways. It can come physically, that's by beating people, making them to do what you ask them to do, cutting their hair, destroying their property, poking their head, kicking them, fighting them physically. They can be emotional through verbal things, name calling. You know, sometimes you say, oh, see your big head, see you are too fat, body shaming. That's bullying. It happens everywhere, irrespective of your age, location, workspace, schools. Well, it's very common in the school system, actually, among children. That's where you see it.
But take us to the cyberspace bullying.
Then the cyberspace bullying is also anything that happens on the cyberspace.
So how do children protect themselves? Let's say, because mitigation, because we have a lot of children on.
Well, the best way to be protected as a child is not to be left alone, because there is what we call neglect, and it's also a punishable under the law. We call it criminal negligence, and that is why you see schools are always monitoring the children. And at this point, as a consultant, I think I've trained more than 160 teachers in this FCT and school owners about criminal negligence. You know, bringing a child to you is a lot of things, but you just feel they are in my my space morning to evening. There are a lot of things that are within it, because we think, okay, they've brought the child for me to teach them, but their security, their safety and everything is just hanged on your neck. So when you leave a child alone, you don't even know what the child is doing, whether in the physical space or online, then bullying can take place. There are people who take advantage of their young age, of their innocence, and make them do the wrong thing.
The wrong thing.
Okay, now, there are people, okay, we talk about this cyberspace, hacking, whatever. Some people are, conscripted into this Yahoo thing, into this scamming thing, unknowingly. Oh, help me pick a message in Wuse2. You don't even know where you are picking, whether it's woman head. Because you met the guy online and he has paid your transport and he appeared to you as a responsible person. And you are an underage of 12 or 13. And your parents don't even know what you are doing because you have access to phones, to laptops. And education is going digital. We have access to a lot of things.
Yes, Google Classroom, a lot of things.
Now, what to do,
or even
how
parents.
The parents and
yes.
the school, because parents and school must work together. When there's harmony, then there's good results.
Good. There should be synergy between the parents and the school. I call it the home front. The home front, the parents should do their job. Number one, let me first hit up on parents. Yes, it's very nice. Many parents left the job of parenting to teachers. There are so many fundamental trainings that you have to give to a child that you don't leave for teachers alone. Yes, we are teachers. We have to complement on what you have started, not we starting it. Because you agree with me, there is a total disconnect between the school and the home. When we were small, there is connection between the school and the home.
If your teacher beat you, your mother will beat you and join the battle.
Yes. God bless you. Get where I'm coming from. If you misbehave at home, they bring your case to school.
Oh God.
You even tell the kid, I will tell your teacher.
The kid will start apologizing and
begging you.
But this time around is the opposite. Direct opposite. Now, a teacher will say this, the parent says, don't mind that your teacher how much is her salary. And that is where the problem is from. So there is a total disconnect. And that is why sometimes when I'm called to talk about this, I try not to be friendly with parents. Many of us, because we are looking for money, we left our job undone. Now we feel the teacher should do it. And this is a teacher you are not even supporting. I've seen cases as a school manager where you accuse a child of wrong behavior, you bring the parent start talking so many things, defending that child. I work in a boarding school, that was 2011 in the Southwest. A child stole, and we invited the parent. I insisted the parent must be invited. What the woman was saying got me upset. No, my child cannot steal. No, it's not possible. I said, madam, how many hours do you stay with this child? This child only goes home during midterm and during holidays. You are in the UK, is there with us. We have to take the child to the home of the proprietress. I said, okay, and I'll say, come here, sit down. Between you and God that created, did you see, say I stole? The mother started crying. I said, you see, a teacher is telling you something, you are arguing with me. We stay with these children, we know what they can do. They form good boys and girls at home.
But can I say this? Actually, sorry to cut in. There are times where the students could be telling the truth. It's not as if we haven't seen cases where the child wasn't to blame. There are cases where educational people have been overheated and not always right.
No, but he just said a child told the truth in this case and said yes.
No, I know. I mean, the parent did not react well. There are times when parents can vouch for their children.
No, yeah, there are cases like that.
And they end up being right.
Yes, of course, there are cases like that. Of course, there are cases like that.
Let me take a few messages.
Okay, please.
Okay.
This one, he didn't tell us where it's reaching us from. He says, he said, what happens where organizations, social and corporate justice end up defrauding innocent citizens? He said, for instance, I graduated, I was the best in computer science. I merited a lot of monetary awards and employment opportunities. I don't know how he knows this or she knows this. He said, but the school denied me all of this. Will it be wrong to hack them and cause them to
revenge?
Please respond to that. He said, would it be wrong? Alice is asking us. Hopefully, Alice already started. Whether it's ethical hacking or unethical hacking.
Okay, what I was saying is
revenge hacking.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you have been denied your what you're supposed to be given for the fact that you feel you're the best student and you got some merit. That means they did not take your brain. They just took the merit they're supposed to give you. So if you have that brain to actually hack the system, you can put it into good use for something else. Yeah. So for the fact that somebody wronged you doesn't mean you go the wrong way to wrong that person back. And at the end of the day,
that's a downward spiral that cannot lead to good.
Exactly. So it doesn't make sense to hack the school system, even if they deserve it. But
we want to thank you for reaching out to us. They don't deserve it. use your ethics and your specialty and your
make
knowledge
good
to do
money.
great things for
True.
Nigeria. And one day we'll all gather to celebrate
Yeah.
you.
And
That's a good
on
one
the
there.
internet these days, you can make a whole lot of money. So
Sure,
channel that energy positively. Okay, so we're going to be taking, let's digress a bit. It's not too much of a digression. We're going to take art live. And today our producer is somebody who is an art enthusiast. She loves art, and she's bringing us art live, and it's titled Akwe Mafita. Let's watch and learn together.
There is a way. Tell us more.
Basically, as part of our mandate, we are the apex agency that takes care of performing arts in the whole country. So that is why we started to reach out to various states to be able to inculcate our mandate. That is getting community, like this project now is a community theater. It's one of the main projects that we always have every year. So we've decided to choose the city of Kano today, Kano State generally, to be able to execute this project. By executing this project, we engulf and we encompass people of Kano to the different aspects that we have.
So we cannot the condition of the baby. To wanda condition tunda ita na'urar nan ba ta amfani sai da wutar lantarki.
The main message is a community drama presentation that is supposed to sensitize the community on the difficulties that is being confronting Nigerians, especially with the different policies that have been introduced by the current administration. And the idea is to make them feel that government has an empathy. It feels what they are feeling, and raise their hope to see that at the end of this hardship, there is certainly going to be light at the end of the tunnel. You know, what is life but hope? So the whole presentation is to sustain that hope in the minds of Nigerians.
San zuciya sai mu je mu zaɓi wanda ba zai je ya mana aikin komai ba. Yanzu baba dan Allah dan Annabi zaben na banzan ne ya jawo mana. A gona ma babu security. Gaskiya ne. A cikin gari ma babu security. Haka ne. Kuna gani ba ake zuwa a jefa mana mutum mu mutu. Kuna gani ake zuwa a kama mutane a ce sai an biya kuɗi. Shi ba laifin mu ne. A'a. Amma kuma ina ganin gwamnati tana ruwa da tsaki a wannan gurin.
The culture of theatre in Kano was once vibrant, but for insurgency and economic issues, you know, film came into being and people would just prefer to sit in their homes and watch films. But I think it is coming back to life because we stage performances in school, in our university, every semester. We stage at least, I think at a minimum, 4 per semester, and we have a huge turnout each time we stage performances. And I think even within Kano, performances can be staged. And I know that it is with time people would come out to watch stage shows, especially as it concerns community and socio-economic situation of Nigeria as it is now.
Is always touching base. Wherever there's art, there's creativity, there's ingenuity, you can be sure Uma is there. She's also a grade A artist. Yes, she's an artist.
Oh, she's an artist herself, yes.
Sculpts, paints, and all of that. Okay, we'll take a few more messages and then it's time for Speaker Box. Someone is Thelma and Patience. Kudos, I like what you're talking about today. He said, I've been scammed for over a year online and I still have the person's details, names, and account. Can I still make a report? Yeah. Where can I seek redress? Where can I take this case to? Talk back from Joss. Let me take one more. My ATM was swapped in a snap. in a twinkle of an eye by fraudster. And within 4 minutes, he had withdrawn my 190,000 naira from my account. He named the name of the bank. I won't call it. What will I do? As the bank said, they don't have details of where the money was transferred to. Because you mentioned it earlier. The bank said they have no, they didn't see how the money left. The money went by air. The money went by air.
So how possible is that?
How is it even possible?
Undukwa is asking us that. So are you saying it's impossible for the bank not to have any trace? They call the name of the bank, but it's not. We will not be calling the name of the bank.
It's very possible. As I said earlier, yes, it is. As I said earlier, you said something that you spend money to get money. Yeah. So by the time, if that had happened to somebody in power, in no time they would have gotten the person. You get. Yeah. But somebody like 190,000, the bank might just look at you and say, if we actually tell this guy the processes it will take to get this person, will he be able to do it? Have the funds to at the end of the day,
I don't understand. Mr. Oti, I still disagree with you, Mr. Oti, to the extent that the money left that bank to another account. It left the account to another account.
Yes.
So what are you telling me processes? With BVN, you should be able to say it went to bank this.
But what I'm thinking is that they know the account. They know. They just told him that to. What he's saying is, even if they know the account, there's a process where resources need to be expended.
But just tell us the process. If I want to pursue it with 2 million,
by you, then you
it's okay. Let it be. Don't tell me.
But shouldn't the responsibility of even that process be on the bank? What I'm even saying.
That is the thing.
Is the point.
Yeah, because
should it be on the customer?
It's supposed to be on the bank because they are supposed to protect my interests. So if I'm banking with you and I was fraudulently attacked, I expect you to work for my interests and try to save my funds and all. You get.
Or do they feel this money is minute, too small?
Well, I think.
If I were to advise Undukwa, I would say you should go and tell them on social media. There's a lady that her money, 400,000 was emptied. She woke up one morning, she had lost 400, account empty. And they didn't answer her. And she cried on all the media handles you can imagine and made some new ones herself. She came out in March. She was going to different branches of that bank to cry every day. She wakes up with as much as she could. She was penniless, so she would trek, she would cry, she would talk, she would disturb them. Within a week,
the money came back.
Yes.
The mysterious
the same thing happened.
I think the bank they don't want to do their job. That's just.
Shan George came out when they took her money. She cried and her money was
returned.
Shan
George is a name.
So if we're not a name and not a star, it goes.
That's the problem of Nigeria. If you are not known, things can just go.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm thinking we should have this conversation again.
Okay. It's time for Speaker Box. We have one or two other messages, but it's time for Speaker Box, and I'm told that it's an all-ladies affair. Gentlemen,
enjoy Speaker Box.
So let's see what the ladies can do. Always with